So imagine you're launching this wildly successful tech startup.
Okay, I'm with you.
You build the app, it goes completely viral, the culture is just electric, and the whole industry is buzzing about your potential.
This is like a total dream scenario.
It is, right up until the exact moment you prepare to go public. And then this massive Silicon Valley giant is legally allowed to just walk right into your office and hire your entire lead engineering team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for like triple the salary, literally overnight.
That's just brutal. You really
Agile.
only have two choices in that scenario, you know?
Right.
You either fold up the company and blame the system, or you have to completely reinvent the way you do business.
Exactly. And that startup scenario, that is the exact reality for a huge portion of American universities right now.
It really is.
Welcome to this deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're unpacking an incredible story coming out of Howard University athletics. We've got a massive stack of sources from Howard themselves, plus some really deep reporting from Anscape.
Yeah, there is a lot to get through here.
There is. And our mission today is to show you how a literal golden era of collegiate sports is unfolding right now. We are talking about an athletic department that has clinched 10 conference championships this academic year alone. 10.
Which is, frankly, insane. Achieving that kind of dominance is rare under any normal circumstances, right?
Totally.
But when you look at the 10,000-foot view of college sports today, the ground is just constantly shifting underneath these programs.
Oh, absolutely. It's chaos.
Complete chaos.
Right.
You have massive name, image, and likeness, or NIL deals, essentially professionalizing the sport, plus relentless conference realignment.
And then transfer portal.
Yes, the transfer portal, which allows players to switch schools almost instantly. It is an era of absolute unregulated free agency.
And the programs disproportionately punished by this new reality are the mid-majors, which we should probably define that quickly for anyone who doesn't just obsess over college sports.
Good call.
Mid-majors are the Division I schools outside the massive, super wealthy, TV deal-driven Power 4 conferences like the SEC or the Big Ten.
Right. And Howard plays in the MEAC, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference.
Exactly. So they simply do not have that bottomless Power 4 television money, yet they are putting on an absolute masterclass in building a skyline while everyone else is, complaining about the shifting tectonic plates.
Which means we really need to look at how they're engineering that foundation. Because 10 championships, that is a structural, campus-wide culture of winning, not just one lucky season.
Well, to really grasp the unique nature of Howard's athletic portfolio, we have to start in the water.
Yeah, we do.
Because what they are doing in the pool completely sets the tone for the resilience we're going to see across the entire campus. So, okay, let's unpack this. Howard University is the only historically black college and university, or HBCU, in the entire country with a swimming and diving program.
Literally the only one in the nation.
Yeah. And because the MEAC doesn't actually sponsor swimming, they compete as an affiliate member in the Northeast Conference, the NEC.
Right. And what's crucial to understand about their position in the NEC is that they aren't just an anomaly showing up for a nice photo op.
No, they're not.
They are fundamentally dismantling the competition.
It's wild. The men's team just captured their third NEC championship in 4 years at the Spire Institute. You've got guys like Mason Green taking silver in the 200 fly, just putting on an absolute clinic.
Yeah, Mason Green was incredible.
But the story that completely captivated me was the women's team. They just captured their first ever NEC championship.
First ever.
And they didn't just squeak by on a lucky relay at the last second. They scored 859 total points. Zilda Nyazi won the 50 and 100 freestyle, and she was named NEC Outstanding Swimmer for the second consecutive year.
See, scoring 859 points at a conference championship meet requires a fascinating mechanism of team building.
How so?
Well, in swimming, you absolutely cannot win a team title with one superstar sprinter. Like, first place finish gets you 20 points, right? But there are hundreds and hundreds of points available across dozens of events. You need athletes grinding out points in the grueling 1,650-yard freestyle. You need massive depth in the backstroke, the breaststroke, the relays.
You need everybody firing on all cylinders.
Exactly. It requires a complete top-to-bottom roster of elite athletes performing consistently over a really grueling 4-day event.
It kind of makes me think of an indie film studio not only getting invited to the Oscars, but literally sweeping the major awards against legacy studios with $100 million budgets.
That's a great way to put it.
But let me ask you this, because I keep thinking about the psychology of their unique position. Does carrying the banner of being the only HBCU in this entire space add like an extra layer of pressure to these athletes? Or does it serve as the ultimate motivation to dominate the NEC?
You know, the psychology here is probably the most potent weapon they have.
Really?
Yeah, because when you are the only one in the room, or the pool, in this case, every single eye is on you, if you fail, critics might use that to justify why other HBCUs shouldn't invest in swimming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's heavy.
That weight of representation crushes some people. But elite competitors, they metabolize that pressure into motivation. They know they're proving that excellence exists in places where traditional sports systems historically just haven't bothered to look.
They are swimming for history, not just a personal best.
Precisely. They understand the assignment extends way beyond the physical race.
Well, that historic drive perfectly transitions us from the pool to the hardwood, because Howard's success absolutely continues in basketball. But here, the programs are running headfirst into that brutal tech startup scenario I mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah, the hardwood is where the modern economic realities of the NCAA become a massive daily headache for a mid-major program.
It's nuts. Let me just lay out the staggering numbers we found in the sources. The men's team won 24 games, which tied a school record. They secured their first ever NCAA tournament win before eventually falling to number 3 Michigan.
And that team was led by an incredible trio: Bryce Harris, Cam Gillis, and Cedric Taylor III. Yeah, absolutely stellar players. And the women's team, they actually exceeded that win total. They hit 26 wins.
Which is the most by any Howard team ever, right?
Yep, the most ever. They rode a 14-game win streak into the NCAA tournament against number 3 Ohio State. And even in that game, you had freshman Ariella Hennigan remarkably dropping a double-double on the national stage.
What's fascinating here is the paradox of mid-major success in the modern era.
What do you mean by paradox?
Well, historically, if you had a 26-win season and a freshman dropping double-doubles against Ohio State, you were basically building a multi-year dynasty.
Because everyone sticks around.
Right. Your freshmen become experienced sophomores, the culture cements, and you make a deeper run the next year. But today, the moment Howard succeeds, they immediately become a target.
Right, because of the transfer portal and that massive Power 4 NIL money. I mean, HBCU coaches are grappling with this constantly. The sources show Howard lost back-to-back MEAC Players of the Year because of this exact thing.
Yeah, it's devastating.
Blake Herper left for Creighton, and Destiny Howell left for Wisconsin. It's exactly like building that brilliant tech startup, only for a giant to poach your lead developers right before you go public.
Completely.
So how can a program emotionally and strategically survive when they only have months, not years, to build a roster?
Emotional survival requires, honestly, profound stoicism. Women's head coach Ty Grace actually addressed this exact feeling. She basically concluded that you just cannot afford to get bogged down in bitterness.
You can't just feel sorry for yourself.
Exactly. You have to immediately pivot, jump into the portal yourself, and find players who genuinely want to be at Howard.
Strategically, you just have to accept that mid-major programs are now transactional stepping stones for some players.
Yeah, and the coaches surviving this era are the ones who shed that romanticized idea of a 4-year developmental family and just embrace the mercenary nature of the system.
Which brings us to a really crucial pivot point, because you can either complain about the new rules of college sports, or you can rewrite your own playbook.
And Howard is definitely choosing the latter.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Howard men's coach Kenneth Blakeney has this radical proposal to stop the poaching.
Oh, his buyout idea. It's fascinating.
It is. He's tired of just accepting this as a law of nature. He wants to institute a player buyout system.
Right.
He suggests players sign 2-year deals, and if they leave early, they have to either sit out a year or pay 20% of their new NIL deal back to the school that developed them.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, Blakeney is essentially looking at college sports through a professional lens.
Yeah, he's saying, look, we invested our limited budget into your training, our medical staff, our nutritionists.
We made you a star.
Exactly. When a Power 4 school extracts that value, we deserve a return on our investment.
It makes total sense when you look at, say, European soccer.
Oh, right, the transfer fees.
Yeah. If Real Madrid wants a young star from a smaller developmental club, they don't just take him for free. They pay a massive negotiated transfer fee to that smaller club. Blakeney is arguing that if Power 4 schools are going to use mid-majors as a farm system, the farm system needs a mechanism for compensation.
But, not everyone agrees with that. Women's coach Ty Grace, who we mentioned, and Alabama A&M coach Don Thornton, they have a very different take.
Yeah, they really do.
Thornton actively stresses that adapting to athletes' modern needs is literally the only way to keep your job. You can't just lock them down.
Right. It's a massive philosophical divide. Do you try to institute taxes and penalties, or do you just embrace the chaos and become the best possible launchpad?
Well, Howard isn't just debating philosophy. They are fighting back with some serious firepower. They literally hired five-time NBA All-Star John Wall as president of basketball operations.
Yeah, that was a shockwave.
I mean, John Wall, he's evaluating talent and strategizing NIL for a program they are actively calling the Dream Factory.
It is such a bold move.
But let me push back on this a bit. Is hiring an NBA superstar like John Wall just a really flashy PR move? Or is this actually the exact blueprint mid-majors need to compete with Power 4 NIL money?
It is far more than PR. The fundamental job description of a college head coach has just completely broken down.
They don't have time to actually coach.
No, they don't. They are full-time fundraisers, portal talent managers, NIL collective liaisons. Bringing in an executive like Wall to handle roster construction and agent negotiations. Yes, college players have agents, now allows the head coach to actually focus on basketball.
It's treating it like a real franchise.
Exactly. For mid-majors trying to punch above their weight class, having an NBA-style front office isn't just a luxury, it is the blueprint for survival.
And what's wild is that this intense resilience and adaptability isn't isolated to just basketball and swimming. It's bleeding into every single facility on campus.
You need a campus-wide culture of excellence to hit 10 conference championships.
You really do. Let me just rapid fire the incredible breadth of success we found in the sources. Men's golf just pulled off a three-peat in the NEC.
A three-peat?
Yeah, the first in 25 years, with Bear Huff finishing second. Women's golf made their first ever NCAA regional appearance in Chapel Hill.
Incredible.
Softball secured back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances under Tori Tyson. Women's cross country won the MEAC with freshman Alexis Jones taking the crown.
And don't forget the track team.
Oh, right. Women's track and field just took home the HBCU Indoor Championship ND, their fifth consecutive MEAC outdoor title. They scored a massive 235 points under Coach David Oliver, who is an alumnus and an Olympian.
This raises an important question, though. How does a university create an infectious winning culture that spreads from the golf greens all the way to the track?
How do they do it?
A huge part of it is legacy leadership.
Yeah.
For example, look at Howard football. They already have back-to-back MEAC championships.
Right.
But when they needed a new coach, they hired Ted White. He's their legendary former quarterback who holds all their passing records.
Oh, wow. So he intrinsically understands the culture.
Exactly. When you bring back a living legend to lead the football program, someone who demands excellence despite limited resources, that mentality naturally bleeds over to the rest of the campus.
It establishes an unshakable baseline expectation.
It really does. It becomes highly contagious.
So what does this all mean? Like, why should you, the listener, care about this if you don't follow Howard or even college sports?
Good question.
Because Howard athletics right now is an absolute masterclass in thriving under shifting paradigms. They aren't letting the lack of Power 4 resources dictate their ceiling. They are using culture, innovation, like hiring John Wall, and a pure adaptability to win 10 conference titles.
Whether you are the only HBCU swimming in the NEC or a coach rebuilding a roster from scratch every single summer, success is about how quickly you can adapt to the landscape that is actually in front of you. You can't just wish the rules were different.
You have to play the game as it exists today. I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over, something that builds on this idea of adapting to the new rules. If mid-majors like Howard are essentially acting as elite development leagues for Power 4 schools, could we eventually see American college sports adopt a formalized transfer fee system?
It's like European soccer.
Exactly. A system where, instead of just losing their stars for nothing, schools like Howard actually get paid millions when their players are poached. It would completely change the economy of college sports. Something to think about. Until next time, keep diving deep.